Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Grotti Turismo R, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. This is the second most voted for vehicle this week, coming in with 22 votes. You can vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in Will It Off-Road by clicking on the link in the description down below, and we're off, and we have a problem. No, we have a comment, and that is from one of my most recent Astroneer videos. If you don't know what they're talking about, well, go check that Astroneer video out. It's called YouTube, We Have a Problem. And indeed, it was a very big problem and still is. Spoiler, the solar system breaks. No exaggeration. Anyways, Grotti Turismo R, one of my absolute favorite cars in GTA Online. I love it. I've loved the Turismo since way back in the day with GTA. It's just a fantastic car. It always has been. This variation of it, no different whatsoever. You may notice, though, that I do not have a spoiler as we just go over the head of a hiker that it sounds like I heard a squish. I think Commander Hobo managed to take her out. But I don't have a spoiler on my Turismo because I don't race with it anymore. Now, back in the day when I first started playing on GTA, this was one of my go-to cars for races against randoms. Because as we all know, when you're racing with randoms, not only do they leave slipstream and catch-up on, but they think the way to win is to try to spin other racers out. They don't realize that costs them a lot of time, and if they would just race, they would do much better themselves. Yeah, speaking of not doing better yourself, I just did very poorly there, managing to nail that wall. The Turismo is a car, though, that people can get in line for a pit maneuver and push it, and then it doesn't go anywhere. And it'll just hold its line really, really well. And that's why I always chose the Turismo. If you go back to some of my earliest GTA Online live streams, before like I had other people on PC with me, you'll see I raced in the Turismo almost exclusively because of that. Because it could just take the hit and not get spun out. However, I took the spoiler off. Because I don't race it anymore, so I don't need the traction. It's proving to be a bit of a handful, though, because of that. Even at these low speeds, even at the low speeds in dirt, you still want a little bit of extra grip. This car is definitely a lot more lively, I guess you could say, without a spoiler, especially when you're just driving it around. But it's definitely showing even here in the dirt. Yeah, I could do with that little bit of extra traction, I think. But it's okay, because it's still getting up in a fairly decent time. I think it could have done better if I hadn't hit that wall earlier, and if this issue didn't happen. The momentum carried a little far to the side. I got high centered, and I had to start over. Of course, now I don't have my momentum to help get up here. I think we honestly could have got up about 10 seconds quicker than we wind up with had those two incidents not happened. But we are up 2 minutes, 50 seconds. So will it off-road? Yep, sure will. Little muddy, a little scratched up, but a little off-road. But man, what a beautiful car. And I love, this is the car I love to just get in and start up more than any other because of the fabulous noise that it makes. Of course, there is Commander in his Riata as the support truck this week. He'll be in a different support truck later on. Watch for beautiful finishes on both the descents. Of course, he's not helping me right now. He nearly shoved me off the mountain. You know, it was by accident, I'm sure. Surely Commander Hobo would never do anything malicious. Whoop, up on 2 wheels. No, Commander would never do anything malicious. He's not evil or anything. By the way, if you hear like a torrential downpour, now he's just talking at me. If you hear a torrential downpour and thunder behind me, well, I guess it is behind me because my window's behind me. But if you hear those things, it's because, oh my God, is there a massive thunderstorm raging outside right now. So I was going to wait until the thunderstorm passed, and then I checked the forecast, and it's supposed to be storming for like the next 3 hours. And I really need to get this video in the can, so you get to hear Mother Nature rage. What's not raging, though, is the Turismo. God, what a segue. It's a decent car to drive downhill. I mean, I'm really surprised that it's doing as well as it is, given how low this thing sits to the ground. I mean, this thing's got such a low front end, you can walk up in it, or walk up it when it's parked. You just, even in a garage, you just walk up it. And now here's something unique. Hit the hiker once, hit the hiker twice. I think that's the first time I've hit the same hiker twice in 2 different places. Yeah, of course I wound up going into a weird bounce and kind of off course for a second. But hey, you know what? Looks like, speaking of off course, Commander's way off course. Look at him down there. Ooh, there's some big thunder. I can hear that even with my headphones. Yeah, Commander must have had a bit of an issue with his big rugged truck. Supercar, however, doing fine. Yep. Everybody say hi, Commander. There we go. Now that you've said it, hopefully you said it out loud. But now that you've said it, we can move on. But the Turismo's doing fine. This is kind of where I wish I had the spoiler. As you can see, the back end wanting to come around on me a little bit. Had to go really wide there. Nearly missed the trail. Almost got hit by Commander again because I always forget how good the brakes are on this thing. And look at that. 2 hikers by having the car slideways. That was awesome. Even the thunder approved of that one. I have no idea how well this microphone picks up the thunder. You guys are probably like, is he imagining the storm? We're down 2 minutes, 39 seconds. Beautiful, beautiful finish from Commander Hobo. He keeps upstaging me, and he'll do it again here later in the video. But it's time to fling the car off the side of the mountain from the top of Mount Chiliad and immediately into a boulder, which gets us into a lovely corkscrew. Semi-landed it. Immediately back out of control, though. You know, whatever. And as we continue down, it's been a while since I've talked about it, but I want to remind you guys, we have a Discord server. By we, I mean everybody who's vainglorious. And who's vainglorious? Well, you are. If you're watching this video, you are vainglorious. So you should join our Discord server. The link is in the description down below. Hang out with other fans of the channel, other fans of gaming in general, find some people to play some games with, get notified of stuff going on behind the scenes and other things with videos, and even get a chance to be in some videos. It's a pretty cool place to hang out. So hit that link up in the description down below and come join our Discord server. And of course I got quiet so we can hear the engine, but of course there's no engine noise. It's rattling a little bit. Ooh. And if it wasn't rattling before, it definitely is now, because that was a hard hit from Commander. I mean, look at that. I think it bent the gas tank. I've never seen the gas tank on this thing. And bouncy, and mud, and spin, and yeah, there's definitely just a little bit of engine rattle there. You can hear it again when I was in the air. It's not a lot, but it's definitely there. Ooh, there's some loud thunder. I know you had to have heard that. We're down 140. Let's take a look at the damage. All the lights in one window are gone. The engine cover's gone. There is some body damage. Check out the front left here in a minute. Bent wheels, and of course that engine damage. And of course we'll take a quick peek at Commander Hobo's Riata as well. It fared pretty well. Of course, it's a newer vehicle, so it doesn't have the best damage models. But, I mean, it took a little bit of a beating, but it overall looks okay. So, that means next vehicle. The Declasse Voodoo Custom. I mean, with that horn going, you have to say it like that, right? The San Andreas horn. That is the San Andreas horn, right? Whoop, overshot my start line. There we go. Lined up. Commander Hobo has a different support truck this time. And thank you for the congrats on 5,000. I haven't done like a 5,000 subscriber special yet because I'm not really at 5,000. I'm at 4,972 is the time I'm recording this video. But YouTube says it's 5,007 on my actual page. But when I use the YouTube Studio app and the new YouTube Studio that's in beta, they both say 4,972, and I think that that one is more accurate. I think that the number count on the page just hasn't purged out, like, deleted accounts and people who just, you know, have been banned from YouTube and stuff like that. So I think that that's what the discrepancy is all about. So I'm not going to celebrate until the Studio app says that I'm at 5,000, which we're getting there. So I'll leave it surely. Tell your friends. So the Voodoo, not by any stretch of imagination the fastest car, and I was surprised that off the line it did not do a wheelie. And I actually tested it originally with the suspension raised up, thinking that would help it off-road. forgetting that that also decreases the amount of grip you get and really reduces the power, and it didn't even get this far up the mountain. So I just didn't think that was fair to lower it back down and then resume. So I went back down the mountain, fixed the car because it did get banged up a little bit, and then tried again and just left the suspension lowered. But still not exactly fast. Struggles to get grip, struggles to stay in the right gear, and it just struggles to really have power. That said, the Voodoo was my very first lowrider, if I'm not mistaken. It was either this or the Buccaneer. I'm not sure. I did a lowriders live stream because lowriders came out like a day before my birthday, the year it came out. And so on my birthday, I did a live stream. And it was on PC, and I was like, hey, let's go play the lowriders. Because somebody who got me like one of the shark cards, I'm like, let's go spend it all on lowriders. And that's what I did. And the Voodoo was either my first or my second. It may have been the second. However, this is not that same Voodoo because I didn't realize at the time, and I do now because I've made a video about it, that you could get these rare like satin finish paint jobs by not changing the paint color once you've upgraded either the Rusty Voodoo or the Rusty Tornado in Benny's or in your executive garage if you happen to have that mechanic. Or I guess now in the arena if you happen to have a Benny's mechanic. But anyway, that's why we have the satiny paint job. Kind of a, I don't know what to call that blue. Does it, ooh, look at him roll across the top of the car, that's incredible. It doesn't quite match as well with the livery as I wish it could, but it's still my favorite livery, and they match okay. I mean, it's a lot of blue, but that's okay. Vainglorious is blue, so it works, and it even has neons. Yes, back in the day when I did neons, and it has blue tire smoke, and it has the blue line on the wheels. Yeah, I've come a long way in my car design choices, haven't I? Still proud of the really satin blue color, though. Man, listen to that thing struggle. Is it even going to be able to get up this next bit? I mean, we're already at 3.5 minutes. Most muscle cars can do this. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. That overhang in the front and the back causing issues. So I'm going to have to go back a little bit here just to get some speed so that I have the speed just to drag that overhang up and over where we need to go. That's literally going to be all that happens here because it's still going to drag, but at least I have the speed. There we go. And then once it did that part, it's doing okay. Look at that. She finally made it to the top of Mount Chiliad in 4 minutes, 6 seconds. So will it off-road? As Commander peeks in from the side. Yes. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. However, I do not recommend it because that was a terrible time. But we're now going to do a controlled descent, or as controlled as you can do in a car that has wings. Go around the hiker. I'll be polite. You know, that one's not really on a trail. And immediately, I'm going to run into a little bit of trouble. Oh, yeah, and now I'm high-centered because the car is just so long. So I have to do a bit of a burnout here, and initially we're going to wind up just going down the mountain the wrong way. So, I mean, that's a great way to begin the controlled descent. There we go. Just go in the wrong direction altogether. I mean, hey, why not? We almost did the same thing in the Turismo, thanks to Commander. This time it was just the car having issues. I tried to blame Commander and the car, and never myself. Because, you know, I'm a YouTuber. We're never at fault. Anyway. So, this thing doesn't have the best brakes. And that can be an issue when you've got gravity trying to pull you off the face of a mountain. So I'm trying to keep the speed low. One thing that is really helping, though, is because it's a lowrider, there is a massive amount of suspension travel. So all 4 wheels are almost always on the ground. I mean, it's pretty rare that it keeps any set of wheels off the ground for any amount of time. And so that helps quite a bit because it helps with braking, it helps with steering, and it just helps. So I am happy about that. So, you know, in that regard, lowriders can be handy for off-roading, though, like I said, I don't recommend them. I guess, you know, if you get stuck on a boulder and roll it off-road, you can always just use the hydraulics to bounce up and over it. I don't know. Never tried. We haven't done too many lowriders in Will It Off-Road, have we? 2, maybe 3 total? I know we did the Sabre Turbo Custom, and I think we've done the Buccaneer Custom. By the way, while we're taking this very slow descent, just to let you know, going back to the Turismo, that time that it achieved made it 12th out of 30 supercars. Beat the 811 by about a quarter of a second, and it was behind the Autark by about a second and a half. It makes it 26th overall, so just missing that top 25. That's out of 188 vehicles. The Voodoo here is 139th out of 188, and it's 18th in muscle, but that's only out of 22. So, I mean, it only beat 4 cars. Yeah, so... In fact, the Faction made it up quicker than this by 3.5 seconds. You gotta remember, the Faction doesn't deal with bumps very well. So, yeah, that says a lot about how slow this thing is. But you know what? It's not meant to be fast. It's a big lead sled. It's meant to look good, go to a car show, and then ride load. I always mess that up. And then ride low and slow. Yeah, so that's what it does. However, I have to admit, I have been pretty impressed with how it actually handles in the dirt. It doesn't do as good on the pavement, or maybe I don't do as good on the pavement. But yeah, you can see it gets away from me several times, and I'm also going to miscalculate just how wide the car is here in just a second. You ready? Yeah, I thought I had a gap. I didn't. And, oh, Commander set me right, though. And we are finally down. 3 minutes, 26, almost 27 seconds. And Commander had another accident with yet another pickup truck. But we're back at the top of Mount Chiliad. Let's drive off the side in this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous sunset. And see what type of damage this thing takes. Being based on a car that's been in the game since it launched, I would assume there's damage models. But then again, since this is, you know, basically the Voodoo 2 in the game files, maybe not. However, it has already gotten rid of the bumper and both front fenders, so, you know. Oof. There we go. Rough landing. Headlight missing. Some body damage going on. This thing's taking a beating, but, you know, it's big American steel, so far, it's okay. I don't know. I can't remember if Commander manages to hit me with the Bison or not. I don't know. We'll find out. It's been a few hours since I've recorded all this. You know, my memory gets fuzzy. And it doesn't want to go frontwards, which is a problem, because now it also doesn't want to get off this rock. So I'm just going to have to do a burnout to get it pointed in the right direction. Almost got hit by Commander. Once again, he gets very vocal with his horn, since I don't record his voiceovers. Thought I was going to be high-centered, but it actually managed to rock itself right off that boulder. No problem at all. And instead of Commander hitting me, I hit him, which immediately backfired. That was some instant karma. Oof. Thought I'd go up and over that boulder. Nope, just hit it. And didn't manage to get in the tunnel like I like to do, but oh well. Sideways going into the next tunnel. So I gotta straighten it out. And it's a long car to get straightened out. And then down here in the bumpy, muddy bits, it is not at all happy, but did okay nonetheless. Coming up to our final little jump here by the wood pile. Kind of slid instead of jumped. Commander went flying. Don't know what was that. What was up with that? Jesus, I can't English. 2:04 is our time down. Another spectacular entry from Commander. Most of the windows, most of the lights are gone. The fender's front bumper and the hood, all gone. Doors of trunk won't close, and the wheels are bent. And of course, we'll go take a peek over at Commander's Bison as well. And, well, it didn't fare nearly as well as the Riata, as you can see from these still photos here. But hey, you know what? At least it's running. And that's going to do it for this Will It Off-Road. Don't forget to go vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in upcoming Will It Off-Road videos. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.